Tee number 1 at the Kingham Prairie in Wyoming. Striped this sucker. The wind was blowing from behind all day long, so yeah, this was a very interesting day with the wind blowing as hard as it was. Used my driver there using Warrior custom golf clubs at 9.5 degrees. Left myself a nice little 56 chip, and I sculled it. There aren't going to be any putts or small chips today because I lost all of the footage to a phone, so that's great. Hole number 2, I grabbed my driver again, piped this guy, and the wind blowing from left to right in this situation took it right over to the fence. Thank goodness it didn't go out. So I decided it'd probably be best if I use a 5-iron. And the lie was pretty good, just needed to put a nice draw on it so that I fight the wind and get it back in the fairway. Striped this sucker. He gave a nice little draw, ended up being pretty dead center of the fairway here. Only about, I want to say 75 to 80 yards in. I'm not terribly great from this distance, but I hit a pretty good shot. Landed 3 feet past the hole and 5 yards to the right. 2-putt par. Or bogey in this situation. Here we go for a par 5, I believe. Used a 4-iron here just because of the wind. Didn't want to make the same mistake with the driver. Popped it to the left side of the fairway with the draw that was on it. Decided I wanted to go for about an 8-iron in. 185, 190 yards. I have a relatively fast club head speed. Smoked this, even though my hand came off the club. Wind grabbed it, started coming down, hit short. I don't know what I was thinking. 8-iron was not the play. Ended up just in the shadow of the tree here. Shouldn't be too bad of a chip, and if I can get away with this, maybe a 1-putt par? Nope, definitely a 2-putt. I've been hitting them pretty hard all day long. Par 3, first par 3 of the course. Just an 8-iron every day, no matter what the wind. Smoked this sucker. I had put it back in the stance just because I thought I needed to fight the wind. Ended up landing on the green, rolling off the back. So that left a chip and a 2-putt for me to get a bogey. Another par 4, this one dog legs to the left. I can usually take the corner very aggressively, but I'm trying to play smarter, so I 7-ironed, and the wind took it. You can kind of see from my pants earlier that they were not very, the wind was not very helpful today at all. So it went to the right. I ended up keeping it in play at least. Sometimes I've taken driver here and I just drive the fence on the far right side. So no bueno. All I need to do is put a nice 8-iron on this. And this is where golf started getting a little hard for me. I had people playing behind me, people not too many ahead of me. I was one of the first people out on the course, probably the first 3, but people just kind of started piling up behind me. I didn't want to take too long, but I wanted to make sure I got the recording in. So 56 degree, just make sure it's into wind in this situation. I just need to make sure I make solid contact, flight it low, and keep it straight. So I did the low flight, ended up landing in front of the green, rolled out just a little bit. I had to get 2-putt for the par there. Ended up being a 3-putt for bogey. This is a drivable par 5 if I can smoke this. With the wind to my right, I knew I could just give it anything I had. So, set up and smoked it. I didn't see how close I got. Ended up just coming into the bounds. There's out of bounds right if you're not careful. Wind picked up just as I was about to hit that one, and I got furious. So I took out my frustrations on the next hole. which means the wind is coming from the left. And I went right. Oh, I'm just talking to myself here that I just need a nice pitching wedge, a nice 100-yard pitching wedge. And I hit it. I hit the good pitching wedge. I shouldn't have had that shot. But, as luck would have it, I got it. 2-putt there, and I got my par, actually. Last par 3 on the front 9. I usually hit 9-iron, but this is straight into wind. And as luck would have it, I hit it fat. The sand was right in my face. I decided to hold the finish just to try and get the dust out of my eyes with the wind, but ended up going left and well short. A 60-degree here is usually the play. You can fly it high, land it quick. But with the wind blowing, I went low, and I hit the branch of that tree. So a nice little 52 just to put it up and close if I can. And I did that. This is what keeps bringing me back to golf. Those kinds of shots. I ended up putting that in for a 4. This hole was tough. I started with a 3-iron just because I wanted to get the practice in with it. I love my longer irons. I hit the first one and I couldn't see it down, so I hit a provisional ball. You need to kind of do a draw here, and with the wind coming off of my right, I thought I could do that. It went dead straight. I kept it under the wind or something. Both shots went perfectly straight. I found my first ball, thank goodness. I think my second actually flew over the fence just to my right. That's obviously out of bounds because you can't get through it. I just needed a 52, punch it out between the trees. There's plenty of space. I stopped it short of that tree so I didn't break anything, and I'm out on the fairway. So now I've got a 60, 2-putt, make a bogey, call it a day for the front 9. Well, my chipping has been abysmal. Fatted the crap out of it. And you can see my frustration kind of starting here. Also, Mr. Mower to the right was very generous to stay behind for a little bit. Always repair your divots. Okay, back to hole number 1, which is hole number 10 for me. I towed it out to the right. Not great. There's usually a hazard over there. The hazard's dry, so you can hit out of it. I hit short of that. Needed a 5-iron just to get it back out onto the fairway. Ended up staying right side of the fairway in the rough. So this next shot is going to be interesting. People are starting to play behind me a bit. Look at me acting like a golfer, like I need a clean shot just to get there. Well, turns out this shot, pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. This next shot's gonna be phenomenal. It lands on the green. I was frustrated earlier, but a couple good shots put me into a mindset of being able to play a good game. So ended up 2-putting there, got my bogey. This was hole number 2 was not my best. I hit so low on the face that it was basically a skull, went up the left side of the fairway and rolled off into the rough just. So I decide a 5-wood here would be a smart move. I just need to get it down there with a nice draw. And I hit the draw, but the wind picked up and went right and found a tree. So now I need to just get it out of here. I've got my 5-iron just so I have enough. And I couldn't get enough swing on that one, so I went again. My frustration's building. Ended up pitching it out onto the fairway. That left me roughly 70, 65 yards, just like the last one. I know what I need to do here. So all I need is a nice little shot. And I duffed it. So ended up being another 60 and 2 putts. Made like double or triple bogey there. It was awful. Let me actually, I'm looking for my phone right now. I don't remember where I put it. There it is. Decided 4-iron was the good play here. I hit a good draw last time. I could do it again, and I did. Ended up hitting it a little more into the fairway this time. It looked good, felt good. I figured, hey, I can finish strong. Why not? So as you can see, left side of the fairway. All I need is a good 8-iron, nice and solid. Just keep it low out of the wind, and we'll 2-putt for a par maybe. So I smoke it, and it stays up way too long, and it keeps going left, 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 left. Hit the ground and bounced left. So now I have to do a 56 or 60 degree chip onto the green. Well, you have all seen my 60s. And I duffed it. So that's exciting. Now all I need is a 60, just get it up, get it on the green, make the putt. I did. It actually ended up being pretty good, and I was very surprised. So 2-putt there, made the double or something. I'm just pulling up the scorecard now. View scorecard. Par 3 again. I overflew it last time. I didn't want to do that again, so I put it forward in my stance, just like I usually do. Wind still coming off the left. Hit it. It started making its way right, but kind of stopped. Landed front right of the green. Pin was back middle. I just 3-putt there for bogey. Alright, back to the dogleg left. 7-iron is always the play here. With this wind, as you can see, it just keeps picking up, especially on top of this hill. You have to be sure to strike it well. And I did. I hit it with a draw, a nice strong draw, to make sure that it stayed in, and it stayed dead straight the entire time. Put me into the left fairway, and well, now I'm not happy, because this hole gets interesting. I ended up making a par, double bogey here, because of this shot right here. I used an 8-iron from about 100 yards in. So I lost the footage of the chips and the putts, so we're just going to go to the next tee, not talk about that hole. But I'm not happy, and you can tell by this swing. I gave it quite a bit of juice there. Ended up hitting it pretty much to the exact same place I did on the first 9. So, not bad. I just need to make sure I hit a good shot here and put it up on the green. I've made eagle on this hole before, one of my only eagles in my career. So I'm just thinking of that. Just like, make an eagle, make an eagle, make an eagle, put it on the green, make an eagle, make an eagle. And I smoke it through the green. So I left a 56 and a 2-putt. I ended up making a 6, which with my handicap put me to par on that hole. Yeah. Not happy. So on to the next hole. I wasn't having a great day. That being said, I was having a good day of golf. I was keeping everything relatively in. I just decided to Kyle Berkshire this thing. And it went to the exact same place that my first drive went. I wasn't having a great time with that, but it left me a good look. 100 yards in, just like the last one. As you can see, I was pointing to my first tee, to my first shot on the first 9. Just a nice pitching wedge. That's all I need. I'm just telling myself that right now. Just a nice pitching wedge, and then I'm swinging what I would consider a nice pitching wedge. I don't give myself too much to think about. I just say nice pitching wedge. And I hit it. These are the shots that keep bringing me back to golf. The ones that I say, this is what I want, and I do it. Landed on the green. 3-putt for a bogey. I'm not going to cry over that. Par 3. I club up because the 9-iron was short and left. So I clubbed up to a 7 and just put something easy on it. Nice and easy. Center of the green. And it's a front pin. I actually 3-putted again. So I need to work on my putting, obviously. Back to the 9th hole, which is my 18th. I used the 3-iron again, and I got my draw. Ended up putting it left side of the fairway. Well, this last chip that you guys are going to see is, one of the better ones I've had today. I just put a little too much juice on it. As you can see, my practice swings are just way too far back. I needed to do less and putt it forward rather than trying to back putt. I hit it solid, had plenty of check on it, just past the green. I ended up 2-putting there. Or no, 3-putting. And I got the par for me, which means I had a stroke on there. Golf is hard. I'm not going to lie, people. Golf is hard. We just need to make sure that we're keeping our heads about us and remember those shots that keep us coming back for more.